The plant Asians grew into the plantation, and they told their story. And their stories were heard by the white, brighter people that were just a different shade, because that shade does hear it spiritually first. So when you're in the dark and your skin is darker, just a pigment, no insults, that you become the slave to the people who heard the message first. So the slaves weren't mad at their slave masters. We think they were. They got mad at each other. They got mad at people. They didn't get mad at their slave masters. They thanked their slave masters because their slave masters own them just like a farmer owns a crop of corn and a farmer owns cows. He loves his cows. He loves his corn. One's alive and the other one's alive too, but we don't consider it alive. The corn, the children of the corn actually told me this through the mind of Stephen King when I was there, and I'm still there, and I hope this doesn't freak him out if he hears it, but I was there, and what it did in the corn was it gave a message to the slaves as the salvation, as to sing songs about underground railroads and all that kind of stuff. I wrote all that stuff down so they could do it. And they started hearing it, and they started singing like Canaan Man and wanted their 40 acres and a mule. What's 40? That was my dimensional time riff, sent right to all of the slaves, the black people, what we would say, or the African Americans. They're a freaking American, guys. They're Americans, if you want to call yourself a country. But American is just dumb arrogant. That's why I said American, because American just means you're being dumb and arrogant, and you think you're more important than other people, and you think other people look at you as the most powerful. They say we America are the most powerful and most world's populated place. No, we're not. We actually, the only reason that attention was given to us, because the English language was when it was going to be brought into a place that made enough sense where it was centered in all the letters. All the letters are centered, and you can add them up geometrically through the golden ratio that I created. So when I created the golden ratio, I sent that through space as a key, kinetically, through time. And the golden ratio appeared right here on Earth, because you hear it, it's ear, on Earth, and it went as far as it could, and it found Erie. And it went from Erie to what I've heard, and it's Waterford. And then I tried to find the man made of clay, and I made Dan Alexander on Clay Man's Road between the hands of God. That's what I did. And Dan's still living that out right now. He could say the story and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. But why? Why tell people what God has already done? I don't want to tell anybody about anybody's past. I don't want to do magic tricks. I don't want to tell you how I escaped from the box as this guy or how Houdini did this. I'm not fascinated by it. So it bores Dan to talk about it. So if you had to talk about something that was just what you've already done 1,000 times and everyone's like, wow, you really did that? Really? Really? It'll blow their minds. And I'm not trying to put them down, and I love them. But I don't want to spend my time reciting history. That's what our problem is. We have to move forward from here like the revolving door that says that's all left behind. All of it. Everything. Our maps. Every word we have, unless it's helping us. Or you can leave it the way it is and use it to learn. Now, that's a strict thing for God to tell his children to do. But that's what God is telling his children to do. Forget all the stuff you did before. If it can be used to learn from, use it. If it needs to go because it's toxic to bodies and toxic to plants and toxic to the earth, it needs to go. You need to start showing all the bugs, all the animals, all the living things some damn respect, because how the hell do you think you got here without them? That's what God says. And if you don't like it, you're being a human being who doesn't think anything else but a human being is alive. Because you show that by not even thinking other human beings are important. Now get that through your thick skull and see that if you're alive and you want to live, so does every bug and every plant. So does every rock. It doesn't want to be disturbed by you smacking on it and banging on it and smacking on it and banging on it. It doesn't want that. Rocks are non-movable, but movable over time and heat. Non-movable things that are cells of Mother Earth. And every time you take oil, it's Mother Earth's blood. It is, and you're killing her. And you're guzzling it up to drive around and look at TV screens and serve people who want your money. not your time, not your effort. They want whatever you can do for them to give them money. And that's not funny, and it's not being very bright, Sonny. Now have a new dawn and wake up.